right, folks, so Shaun and Tom here, and we just had the distinct privilege and pleasure of seeing Naughty Dog's The Last of Us demo to cap off the Sony press conference. And,
it's totally like, you look at it, you're like, oh, this is totally Uncharted, and it kind of looks, it's like really detailed and really scripted and structured, but then it opens up pretty quickly.
It gets a little dark.
It's its own beast right away.
It is.
Were you excited about it?
I was very, well, so that's the first time I've seen the game in motion. I haven't seen it prior to this. And definitely when you first get a look at the world, it looks like a Naughty Dog game. It's like these really, really detailed, rich, sort of like handcrafted environments. And you've got this character who's moving around in a very fluidly animated manner. And it looks like a Naughty Dog game.
It totally does.
And then it just takes a crazy left turn where it becomes this hyper-realistic, gritty survival game. Like that first time that the guy, and I forget his name, so I'm just going to call him...
Doug?
Doug? Doug Doug's a perfectly normal, average name. So when Doug, or Steve, or Gary, or whatever
he grabs
his name
Stinky Pete by the...
he grabs Boxcar Steve, and he chokes him, and it's just this frantic, ugly, brutal. No, it takes a good 10 seconds. Yeah, it goes on.
It's like the strangulation scene in the first Halloween that goes on for everybody else's
not
reference.
A cultural touchstone.
So one thing that jumped, it's only 32 years old. One thing that jumped out for me though is there's not regenerating health.
Yeah, there's not regenerating
health. And there is
health.
a firefight where he's behind a box, and he pops out, and some dude in the other direction shoots him, and that's permanent.
Yeah.
Like he has to live with that. Like he doesn't get to rush into battle with full health, and it's just like. It's all about survival, and it really hammers home that you're vulnerable and you can die.
Yeah, and the other thing that really puts you on edge is that the hand-to-hand combat looks just ridiculous. It looks like it hurts.
It does.
It looks like you could slip at any moment and just get knocked to the ground.
Yeah, I wasn't sure because there's some stuff that seemed, was it scripted or was it not?
Yeah, that's the thing.
He runs out of ammo.
Right.
And the guy's like, oh, I know the sound of an empty chamber. You're going to get it. And then Ellen Page, what do we call her?
Her name is Ellie. Ellie and Doug's magical hobo murder adventures.
Yeah, Ellie runs up and distracts him so you can run him and punch him. And it's like, is that scripted? And it felt so real and so normal.
Right, exactly.
So I really liked, and there's another time where you get meleeed by an attacker, and he's like, got you on the ground, and she comes up and stabs in the back, and it's like, is that scripted or not? But they have a way of making things feel natural.
It's one of those things where, Naughty Dog... their method of storytelling in games is that it tends to be very scripted and it tends to be very premeditated, but it's the sort of thing where you don't really care because it just wraps you up in the moment.
Yeah,
and it doesn't really concern you. It's just you're along for the ride, and it looks like kind of an amazing ride.
It looks incredible. I mean, that's like all I want to see now. I just want to play the game and.
It looks good.
I'm excited.
I'm excited to see more of Ellie and Doug's magical hobo murder adventures. I mean, The Last of Us.
We murder you before you murder us.